Oh yeah.
How are we doing, guys? Moose here, Season 2, Episode 10 of our West Ham United career mode as we take a look at the Hammers headlines for this episode. Danny Ings feeling the pressure with starmen Carroll and Lacazette out. Despite being yet open to open his account for the Hammers, the former Burnley frontman may be forced to carry the load offensively with the top choice strikers out due to injury. So we'll see if Danny Ings can open his account for West Ham. And we also take a look as the UEFA Europa League groups have been announced. After we got through against Lech Poznan, our group will feature Malmo, SC Braga, and OB of Denmark. So it should be, to be fair, a pretty easy group for us with the exception of Braga, so we shall see how things go as we move forward here. But we get a short note. Obviously, I resigned as the United States manager, feeling I've accomplished everything I could there, winning the World Cup, obviously, and hoping to get an offer from a European side to move forward and qualify for the Euro 2016 competition. We also get a note that Andy Carroll, without missing any game time yet, has been cleared to potentially be back from injury. And he also comes through and says he wants to look at wages, which really worries me because he's actually on a 5-year contract already, and that is the highest contract you can be in FIFA, which means I won't be able to address his wage demands at least until the end of this season. So hopefully he doesn't try and push through a transfer, or we're going to be looking for a new striker. But we come into a game against QPR here, obviously newly promoted QPR, with a very strong squad, to be fair. Like Remy, Julius Cesar, Junior Hoylett, some really good players that we're going to have to come against, as well as our former player Maiga, but he will not feature in this episode. But the thing I want to talk about in this episode, also I want to try to get a talking point here while the game goes on in the background, is the use of sliders. Obviously, people don't think it's a fair thing to use sliders. My opinion on sliders, personally, is that as long as you don't use them to make the game easier, then they can be used to make the game a more realistic experience. As anybody who's played FIFA knows, some big skill from a QPR player there, as anybody who's played FIFA knows, if you play anything longer than 5 or 6 minute halves, you're going to have a completely unrealistic scoreline, something in the lines of 3-4 goals aside every game, just because of the way the game's played on Legendary on any difficulty. I'm not sure how it ends up working. Obviously, I'm playing on Xbox 360 still as opposed to the next gen, which we'll bring up for the next cycle. Obviously, FIFA 15, I'll be moving to next gen. But obviously, I feel that I'm a big proponent of realism. I like playing, feeling like I'm really playing a real game of football here, and I like having a lot of scoring opportunities, which will happen in real life, as you'll notice by my shots, shot on target totals. They're a lot closer to a real life game than if you watch any other career modes. They might have less shots on target, but still similar number of goals. So we get up an unfair penalty here. Really, what is the infringement? He touched him in the face. Pretty weak call. Gives up a penalty here that Remy's going to slot away in the 41st minute. But like I said, obviously, just want to promote the realism, make it feel more immersive, like you're in a real game. When somebody misses a chance, it just feels so huge. And also, you can play a bit more of a possession style. It leads teams to play a bit more realistic than just bombing up the pitch the entire game, like you'll see in a lot of career modes or games. So I don't think the sliders are very unfair if you just use it to make the game harder for yourself, which you'll see in this episode. I've clearly made it harder for myself. Excuse me, as we're down 1-0 to QPR here, and you'll see in the third game of the episode that's clearly the sliders I'm using aren't helping me in any way possible. I also play on all manual controls, which obviously means you have to be more in control of your pass and shots, but it makes you have a much greater feeling, I feel like, when you stick one in the top corner from well outside. You feel like you actually did that and it wasn't automated there. But that's not to judge anyone else's type of play, just describing how I like to play FIFA and how I think career mode shouldn't depend on sliders as long as you're having a fun career mode, something that people are really enjoying looking at, and you're enjoying playing yourself. So that said, obviously, I actually got my sliders from someone named Matt10. He actually has a YouTube channel. Post it in the comments below in the description so you can take a look at it. Also, I will post the sliders that he gave me if you would like that in a future episode or in the description or whatever, just so you can know how I'm not making it unfair or anything as we get outshot by newly promoted QPR here and lose 1-0. So clearly nothing there helped me out. This is actually the first episode that I switched over to his specific sliders just to test it out and hopefully make the career mode a lot more challenging for me. But that said, take a look at the schedule here. We face Malmo, and then the scheduling gods just hate us as we face Chelsea 2 days later. So we're really going to have to rotate the squad. Hopefully we can pull one out here in the Europa League just to be able to get through against Malmo before having to take on Chelsea. So we'll see where we can go from there. So we take a look at the squad. You see Adrian back in the starting line, which is fantastic for us. But other than that, the squad is hugely rotated. Obviously, Ings, the front man, just trying to get through and score a goal for us to finally, get a little boost of confidence as we head forward into the season here. Heading off against a tough Malmo side. We'll see what they can do. Obviously, we're at home in some tough conditions in the rain, but hopefully things will turn out for us. But obviously, in the slider discussion, let me know in the comments what you think. Leave your feedback on that. Let me know. But obviously, it's just something I think that helps improve the quality of play here and, evens things out because sometimes you get things that you don't deem are fair either way. But Kevin Nolan here in the early going. First minute, he's finally reinstated back in the starting lineup, obviously, as we're rotating the squad. But that is a huge goal in the first minute. Beautiful ball whipped in by Jarvis, who's one of our only starters still in the first 11 here for this game. But a nice head from Kevin Nolan getting forward, and he's on the score sheet, and it's a big 1-0 lead for us in the early going. But Malmo turn things around, coming the other way. Obviously, Mullins with the ball. Plays the ball into Eriksson. A little bit of nice tackle from Diame. Eriksson stays with it, though. Plays over to Pekalski. Tries to just cut inside of a defender. Plays it back to Mullins. Finds some space in there from 25 yards. Unleashes one. But a big save from Adrian. So good to see him back in the line making some key saves there, as that's a huge play. Nice throw into Kevin Nolan now in the 32nd minute. Plays into Danny Ings. And he's stopped once again. He can't get anything going here. But Dos Santos with a big crunching tackle. He plays a 1-2 with Danny Ings. Right back to Danny Ings, 35th minute. Can this be the moment? And he scored. Danny Ings has broken through and picked up his first goal for West Ham United. And as you can see, he is just elated to get that in the back of the net. It's a huge goal. Nice simple finish under the on-rushing keeper. Good play by Dos Santos. He actually injured the Malmo player, but a big goal, and nice to see Danny Ings finally get something on the board. A great through ball then played by Diame to Stuart Downing. He comes forward, strikes on his weak foot, and just puts it over the top of goal. And Diame, I think, he doesn't get a great rating in this game, but to me, I thought he actually played really well in the center of midfield. Definitely improved upon his last couple of outings. But Jarvis plays the ball for Kevin Nolan, and he almost gets a second there on a nice volley. Spence then plays the ball forward to Diame, who's getting through the defense. Should have been a penalty, I thought. Looks like the defender may have got the ball, but I thought it should have been a penalty. Dos Santos then gets away from a couple of defenders, plays the ball through to Kevin Nolan. He gets around defender, puts a shot at the near post, but just wide. Then a terrible chance here is a poor throw by Adrian, gives Malmo the ball the other way. A tough tackle from James Collins, but he does give up a penalty, or a free kick, excuse me. It allows Mullins to step forward. He takes a shot that cannons off the crossbar, strikes Adrian in the back, and finds its way in the back of the net. So a really tough break there to give Malmo a goal to potentially get back in the game. But we're not going to necessarily let that happen. Spence plays the ball to Jack Collison. A nice little back heel Stuart Downing. He turns around and thunderbolts a shot into the top left-hand corner. An absolute hammer strike from Stuart Downing. And he will be a huge loss at the end of the year. Obviously, he's retiring. But that is just an absolute cannon of a shot off the back heel from Jack Collison. He just turns around, blasts it into the left side of the net. Nothing the keeper could do there, and it's a really nice goal. Noble then the 90th minute. We try another chance. Reed looks for a header. It cans around in the box. Nolan there with a left foot strike on the half volley and just can't put in the back of the net. But we pick up 3 points in the group with a nice 3-1 victory over Malmo. Downing, Ings, and Nolan getting on the score sheet. 12 shots for us, 6 on target, 6-3 for them. Obviously, they tried to play possession but couldn't really get anything on our third of the pitch. And man, the match today was Winston Reed. So really good performance from everyone. Obviously, Dos Santos, Jarvis played really well. And now we come forward with a huge Premier League game here against Chelsea. I'm not going to show the standings, but Chelsea are sitting in third just behind us in second. Obviously, we've had a bit of an easy run here in the first 4 games, even though we lost to QPR. A couple of nice wins over Stoke and teams of that nature. So some good wins here. We come out with a bit of a defensive 4-4-1-1 with Grenier sitting behind Andy Carroll. Noble and Bradley in midfield, Ravel, Morrison, and Jarvis on the wings, and our normal back 4-5, if you want to say, with Adrian in goal. But other than that, look at the lineup Chelsea are fielding here. They have De Bruyne and Ba, Willian. Look at the guys they're leaving on the bench. Oscar, Eden Hazard, Petr Cech with Courtois in goal now. They actually have Higuain, who they picked up in this transfer window right close to the deadline day, sitting on the bench. So some fantastic players for Chelsea that we don't even have to face yet. But getting things going here in the 6th minute. Kieran Trippier with a nice bit of skill to get around left back Ryan Bertrand. He then plays the ball looking for Andy Carroll at the back post, and he just heads right into the top of the netting. So Chelsea then trying to counter the other way. Willian with a nice little bit of skill plays the ball off to Ramirez. Right back to Willian, who's got behind the center backs, but a huge save from Adrian to keep things scoreless in the early going. We then try and counter here with a little bit of possession. Michael Bradley sees the run of Ravel Morrison on the right side. He does well to get behind Willian. Cuts inside, has a shot, but a good block from the Brazilian. Jarvis then knocking the ball to Winston Reid in the 30th minute. Out to Kieran Trippier. Just some nice possession here. Morrison then plays the ball up, uses a nice bit of acceleration to get around Bertrand. You see Grenier posting up on John Terry, gets around him, takes it first time, and Clement Grenier has his first goal for West Ham United. What a goal to take at Upton Park here. A nice ball played by Ravel Morrison. Good run from Grenier to get behind John Terry, and a simple left-foot finish off the post and in behind Courtois. A really good goal from Grenier, well taken. And that's fantastic to get us on the board first. But Chelsea, we're not having that at all. Victor Moses, back from his loan with Liverpool, comes in, plays the ball to Willian, and it's a simple header past Adrian in the 33rd minute to level things up. So clearly, some big players for Chelsea making their mark in the game. As you know, they're not going to take us lightly after our performance last year. Nice ball into Ramirez, and he has a strike, and he's beaten Adrian. Very nice ball, great run from Ramirez in the 44th minute, and it's a simple finish as he gets behind a couple defenders and easily slots it away into the bottom left-hand corner. So some tough luck for us. We get one in front of Chelsea, hoping that's going to mean something, but right away, some quick counters from Willian and Ramirez. Then a nice ball played to Demba Ba, but a big save from Adrian to keep us down just 2. 57th minute now, the ball played out to Kieran Trippier. He plays it right back to Mark Noble, looking for the run of Andy Carroll. He just turns inside, sees Jarvis on the outside, steps inside of Piliqueta, takes a shot, and a good save from Thibaut Courtois down his near post. Chelsea then brings Higuain on late here in the game in the 60th minute. De Bruyne with a great chance after Higuain plays it in, but another good save from Adrian, who's having a really good game, obviously, despite this couple goals. Luke Shaw then with some great skill, a nice step over and a ball feint to get around his Piliqueta. A little bit of luck there. Plays the ball inside to Andy Carroll. Could he have a shot? And it's always going over the bar, always rising, and tough luck there. He took it on his weaker foot, but just unable to get things in. Carroll then plays the ball out to Jack Collins, who comes on as a substitute. He steps inside the defender, has a shot, comfortable from Courtois, but nearly picked up by Jonathan Dos Santos, nearly gets the rebound. But Chelsea escapes at Upton Park with a 2-1 victory. Grenier with his first goal for West Ham United. Ramirez and Willian with goals for Chelsea. And obviously, take a look at that. 19 shots from the Blues, 6 on target, 9 shots for us, 3 on target. As we did play a bit of possession, I thought, but a lot of it was in our own half, just trying to keep the ball away from Chelsea. My strategy for this game was, if they don't have the ball as much, they can't beat us. Obviously, they still did, but I thought we did play well. Ramirez winning man of the match for Chelsea. So we come up to the end of the episode here. Obviously, we get a note. James Tompkins out for 3 weeks, and injury woes are just piling and piling up. Kieran Trippier also out for 8 weeks with a dislocated shoulder. Absolutely ridiculous. And we are just clearly in injury woe series. We're going to close out this episode taking a look at our injury list. Joshua Gadd obviously has been out since we acquired him. Trippier now out, Tompkins, Lacazette, and Diame. So hopefully we can get some of these players back as soon as possible, get them in the squad. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in episode 11. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.